What's up guys, my name is Ace, and today we're going to be talking about the Gunslinger Basic Training Skill in CoD WW2. A lot of you guys that watch my channel know exactly how this works already, but for some people they still don't quite understand all the little subtleties of this basic training skill and how to fully take advantage of it. So today, it's going to be a relatively quick video just covering this. And hopefully this is going to allow you guys to rush a little bit more effectively in this game because as most of us know, the sprint out times are quite slow in CoD WW2. And Gunslinger is one of the basic training skills that kind of lets you get around this as long as you're using it right. So what Gunslinger allows you to do, and this is straight from the description, is it allows you to fire while sprinting and diving. Now right away there, a lot of people were thinking, great, this eliminates my sprint out time. I no longer have to wait when I come out of sprint to fire my gun, and it basically nullifies the sprint out time. And this is only true in some situations. The way Gunslinger works is it allows you to go from sprinting to firing your gun instantly. It eliminates your sprint out time in that sense, but if you break your sprint by anything other than firing your gun, you do have to complete your sprint out time. So most people, when they're rushing around, the automatic response that you have, especially with like an SMG for instance, is to aim and fire pretty much at the same time, or aim first and then fire because you want your first shot to be hitting your target. If you do this, even if you're using Gunslinger, you still have to complete your sprint out time. If, however, you pull the trigger first and then you aim down sight, then you're able to fire immediately and you'll continue firing as you transition into aiming down sight. So this is one way that you can take advantage of Gunslinger to essentially eliminate your sprint out time. The one big downside with this though is you don't get your first shot perfectly on target every time. You are relying on the RNG aspect of hipfire, so it works really well up close, but when you get to a bit of a medium range, there's a decent chance you're going to be missing your first couple shots as you're hipfiring and transitioning into aiming down sights, and also the recoil is already kicking in once you get fully aimed down sights, and by that time you could already be off target and it can mess with you a little bit. So this works really well up close, this works great with SMGs with steady aim, but when you start to get to those medium to somewhat longer ranges, or if you're not using steady aim, it can throw your shot off a little bit. Now another interesting thing you might not have known about Gunslinger is if you break your sprint in any other way, you could simply just stop sprinting and then try to fire your gun. If you pull back on your analog stick before firing your gun, even if the first thing you do is pull the trigger rather than aim down sight, Gunslinger again won't work for you at all. You have to break your sprint by firing your gun. It's the only way to take advantage of the sprint out reduction or sprint out elimination with Gunslinger. This is something I actually noticed quite a bit when I was using the combat shotgun, is I was running around and a lot of times I would instinctively pull back on my analog stick because that's what you would normally do to get rid of that sprint out time so then you can get ready and start shooting your gun. And even if you do that with Gunslinger, you have to wait for the sprint out time to complete. So you have to actually fire the gun while you're in the middle of your sprint in order to take advantage of this perk. This is just something that I wanted to share for those people that didn't know this. Like I said at the beginning, for a lot of you guys, this is going to be pretty much common sense. You guys already know exactly how this works, but I've been seeing enough comments and enough people on Reddit and things that don't fully understand how Gunslinger works, and I wanted to clear that up for you guys today. So hopefully, for those of you guys that didn't know, this is going to allow you to rush a lot more effectively in this game. You can run around like a headless chicken if you are playing with this playstyle. If you've got like an SMG with steady aim and you're also using Gunslinger, as long as you're pulling the trigger before you do anything else while you're sprinting, this can be very effective for taking out your target. One final note I'd like to make here is I still feel like it would be great to see a overall sprint out reduction for SMGs and shotguns in this game. This isn't necessarily a replacement, this is kind of a workaround that forces you to change up your playstyle in order to eliminate that sprint out time, and it's not a proper replacement for that. There's no other perk in the game that's acted like our fast hands or dexterity that just reduces our sprint out time in general so we can actually aim down sight and fire our gun quickly after sprinting. So this doesn't fix the issue with being able to come out of sprint and aim down sight any faster. Quick draw is still not working in those scenarios, and it's still unfortunate to see that, but it's a bit of a workaround that kind of allows you to take advantage of that rushing playstyle. And with that, we're going to wrap up today's video. I'd like to know in the comment section below, first off, did you guys know this about Gunslinger, that you had to actually pull the trigger in order to take advantage of it? Or is it something that's new to you? If you enjoyed the video, a like rating is always appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe for more if you haven't already. I'll talk to you guys next time.